This is an irrelevant video with no electronics. The light bulb. Obviously, the wrong connection. What's up with my circuits and all that small? I'm just gonna connect the other side of
Yeah.
Oh, the arc can jump. Look, I can measure the air gap using it. Yeah, I'm completely free to speak. That's it, good stuff. Really, maybe just measure and see where we are. And here, I did it. Holy shit! Right behind it, coming through and wasted on wire. Hallelujah. Here we have to tie the neutral wire to the ground of the factory for passing 10 amps and pull it out.
So,
Tiny bridge. Remember that the white wire is neutral, and that's where you'll be connecting your program. It's pretty harmless voltage. DC level is pretty big. Stop it in charge. If I hope. And that's just the voltage. Then if you break it to the series. Just to feel my hair right. To make it a DC, all we need to do is to connect the capacitor I've got for charging lanes too. Alright. Okay, so I forgot that. The fault is because all of the lines connected capacitors, the negative part I turn it together. If I turn it on, only one. And run it together.
yes. Yeah, the hole. Yeah, not disco.
Mommy's girlfriend.
Yeah. What? No, mommy. But I hate girlfriend. I don't like her.
Let's cut the stupid LED out to reduce the current draw a bit. I guess the LED wasn't drawing. So that's it. 100 milliamps. The negative. That's the current pressure we are. The arc is still jumping.
See, monitor you. Yes.
You see some AC voltage, but because the charger output and live wire are isolated, if I short them, there is no current running between them and the AC. I touch some white element terminal so I can solve it. Now if I turn on the voltage, ground ground wire, nothing happens. And if I touch it live, never try this at home. It is okay because I'm isolated. Okay, nothing happens. What's going on there?
What you like, mommy?
Suffering in both sides. Okay, man. I touch someone, vibrates at the same frequency. The first thing you need to do is to
Una better.
mount it on the tail by piercing into the tail. Well, never pierce a hole towards your body. This tail is a little bit tough, so I'm going to drill a hole into it.
Okay. Okay.
It's much more dangerous. Here you go, son.
Eat her.
Thanks, Dad. Holy sh! I make this simple circuit and I'll plug it in. Now the circuit is hot and the voltage is on this.
So I try to play games.
And I measure the voltage. My God! Let's cut the stupid LED out to reduce the current draw a bit. Yeah. I guess the LED wasn't drawing much. So that's it. 100 milliamp is the mega. Watch the current carefully as the connected capacity. The arcs is still jumpers. The hell?
Stay just sorry.
Oh, the arcs are. Ouch.
I'm shaking.
The arcs are not jumping to the screwdriver, but it burns my hand. Connect this together. Oh, it did jump. It's glowing hot here. But in a lot of cases, eddy current can be pretty bad. What kind of sorcery is this? Did it decide not to hurt? You see some AC voltage, but because the charger output and live wire are isolated, if I short them, there is no current running between them and then I tied some wire to the element terminal so I can probe them. Now if I turn on the voltage, ground wire, nothing happens. And if I touch the live, never try this at home. It is okay because I'm isolated. Okay, nothing happened. What's going on there? People suffering in both. You're a prank, man. You're such an idiot. Okay, man. There we go. You're a prank.
Today, we're going to learn about voltage, current, and resistance circuits, practical examples, and by building electric circuits.
No, whoa!
Important topics of voltage. Frank, man, you're such an idiot. You plug anything into your computer, now it's incredible if you just put the spoon in. Ouch. And there's a node around here that is vibrating here. Let me increase the amplitude so the vibrations are more visible. Ouch! And we'll hammer the head into the wood like this. Thanks, Dad. Holy sh! I make this simple circuit and I'll plug it in. Now the circuit is hot and the voltage is on this. I put the meter on AC and I measure the voltage. Let's cut the stupid LED out to reduce the current draw a bit. Yeah. I guess the LED wasn't drawing much. So that's it. 100 milliamp is the mega. Watch the current carefully as I connect the capacitor. The arcs is still jumpers.
Come on, oh god!
The hell? Although the arcs are ouch. The arcs are not jumping to the screwdriver, but it
Yeah.
burns my hand. Connect this together. doing a great job. Hey, things glowing hot here. But in a lot of cases, eddy current can be pretty bad.
Hi, this is Andrea.
You so ugly, stupid cat. Stupid tiger.
Circuits and all this small. I'm just gonna connect the other side of
He's a new VT. So,
the breaker pop. It's burning now. Where I sit. Oh, the arcs can jump. Look, I can measure the air gap using my. No, I'm completely free to this induction cook stuff. Really, you maybe just measure and see where we are. And here, I killed it. Stone short lasts much longer than it runs 100 times less wasted on wires. Hallelujah. Here we have. Okay, here we are. Ow! Oh! Did you see that? And we also connect the neutral. And we can start welding. Actually, let's try that. Here we are. Plug into the GFCI. And if I turn on the poster and try to short it. Oh, it's tough. Worried about kids putting wires in their mouth? Would have been worse. They could have put live wires in their mouth. It's okay, darling. They apologize.
oh,
Plugged in.
I'll make you records.
Put salt in it. Okay, I replaced a ton of
I'll make you those stupid records. The triple 46 a day.
And that. Oh, this. Oh, did I short something?
I must.
I think I shorted.
I must relate the record.
Tiny door.
Okay.
Paranoid. These motors are typically very low power motors that using gears are Here's my light bulb. There we go. Didn't you know human ear has power? 5 amp is nice too, but the tip of this thing is a little too wide. Should make it sharper.
Yes, switch is in the garage.
Push. Finally.
And that's a massive observatory. Unfortunately, it's not accessible to the public. Otherwise, I would check its outlets.
Defeat that. Defeat that chop. Defeat that guy.
Forget what you saw, it doesn't matter. Don't look at it. Look into my eyes. I guess it's a PWZ. Charge it now. Jeez. Plug in. There you go. Now we have a brighter LED. Ready, sorry. Smoking too much though. No explosion. No arcs either though, as expected. Let's see if I can create. Ooh. The radiation is interfering with my cable, so I guess it worked. Ow! Ow! Oh! It just beats over the surface.
It's
And
chopping.
considering it is groundwater, it must be chloride or something. Yeah, which is poisonous. Oh my god, it looks like I lost half of my brain there. Electric heater is just a resistive piece of wire that heats up when electricity passes through. I want you to listen to this music carefully. If you hear it anywhere, remember that video you're watching is fake. And they should attract to each other. Do you see anything? No. I mean, how close should I get before I see anything? You got your perfectly good earphones and you wrap the ends in aluminum foil. And you have this. Wireless earbud. Here is already connected to the motor. We just tie the power wires to it. And now It's ready to... My diode spinning will keep the wire straight. Now we can just tie the power cord across the elements and plug it in. So now we shouldn't have any problem tripping the ground fault protection. 7 amps perhaps? Still no, I don't think real fuses look like that. How about 10 amps? 6?
3.
No.
Die.
10 gauge wire here I could use, but no. Although these wires are so thick, I can probably just direct it. The source of all silicon crystals and semiconductors and diodes and transistors and everything. Ow! Extra current from the power supply. But if I flip the voltage, see, it is starting to conduct like a short circuit. Only
Good.
same power that are powering the circuit. No earth connected. Simple as that. It's not good to leave the transistor in an unknown state when you're powering up the circuit, which means they don't get hot when they limit the surge or powerfully from a longer distance. This is beautiful. Oh, no, the only thing that can break through the insulation is these high voltage arcs. Let's try it. It's not it jumped. In any case, let's see how we can rate the welding experience. And if you short any part of it, it won't cause an explosion. If you recall, for electrolysis, we need a continuous body of water and 2 electrodes with high enough voltage difference to break the water molecule. Plates drops magnets on them and they turn on. How is that ever possible? Free energy real? What resistor that can take 5 amps like a champ, see? Ouch! Now we just connect it up and engrave. Quick, I need a piece of wood. Ouch! Wood is not fire resistant. I just connect it to a 10 volt supply and raise the voltage if needed. There is sound! Slowly. We're at 5 milliamp and it still hasn't popped. Let's increase it. Oh, did I just burn
Wow,
the voltage?
you.
180 degrees out of phase or 120? Let's measure. I can
Come on.
measure the voltage here. Here you go, like I said. No injury. The components I'm using are much larger than
Still
they need to be.
looking.
That's all I have available. Maybe get some parts out of it. Ow! You see, it burned. Use my special cord. Ouch. Not a continuous heater wire with a molecule or drop of water on it. Ow! New free internet 5G 100%. Well, let's at least measure the resistance and inductance of the coil to get a... What are you burning? To pop this open. So let's try that. I brought my trusty wire here to the clearance between the wire and my finger. Let's turn it on. Okay. It's too fast. Let's adjust it. Okay, now if I spread my finger... Oh, I just need to put my fingers back together.
Yes, see.
Electricity, you find the shortest path. Nothing is shorted here. Let's plug it. Ouch!
Got stuff a fish. Yes.
Hi, you should always keep a
He's sure.
Let's play ping pong. brain cells. Let's run a single phone with a lamp on. It's loud. It's like punching air at audio frequency, which makes this sound.
So, the radio. Hi.
A company called Delta Printer asked me to review their Delta Go 3D printer, and I was like, yeah, now let's heat up the head and feed some material through. You see the LEDs start to get red as the head heats. Because the head is small, it heats up quite fast, so be careful. Hi, somewhere around last year, I saw a video called Muso on Facebook or something. The product supposedly cancelled noise and could also put a secrecy bubble around you so you could talk privately. Actually have a Muso here. This is how the video starts. What does it mean, silence? I have a speaker here which is connected to my amplifier circuit I've designed a while back for my levitating water project, which plugs to my cell phone and I can play any tone from it, like this.
Right.
Reverse foot.
Well, what? Oh my God. It's not everybody. Yeah.
I suddenly had this brilliant idea for a new invention. Combine two various contraptions into one. A bandograph and a really sharp generator. And significantly increase the charge pumping action. That was a stroke of genius by yours truly. Of course, everyone can be smart if you learn and experiment with stuff. So start by signing up at my sponsor, Brilliant. Try it for free for 30 days and learn the better way through thousands of interactive lessons. Details at the end. What each of these machines is controlling charges from one side to the other to create tens or hundreds of thousands of volts and powerful arcs like this. But since the maximum voltage we achieve is a balance between the amount of charges being pumped and the charges that are escaping to the environment, we can achieve a higher voltage the stronger we pump. And that's what my invention is about. Let's start building it. So, my starting point is my pantyhose bandograph machine that, as we know, if you turn it on, the pantyhose rubbing against the PVC pipe creates a charge difference. So if I hold on to the ground, somehow good length of arcs are dumping out. Being an idiot, I did make a ground ball for it.
God.
There we go. My monitor is shutting down every time it arcs.
Let's see how far it can jump at the baseline. Ooh, perhaps a little bit over 2 inches. Does it jump longer to my hand? Ow. Jump that far? Oh, look at that. You see? It's
You need your... What? What?
It's jumping over 6 inches now.
Let's go in the car.
See my finger. This indicates how hard this accumulates on a pointed object. And if it is not high, I suddenly had this brilliant idea for a new invention to combine two phase contraptions into one, a bandograph and a wind shark generator, and significantly increase the charge pumping action. That was a stroke of genius by yours truly. Of course, everyone can be smart if you learn and experiment with stuff. So start by signing up at my sponsor Billion, try for free for 30 days and learn the better way through thousands of interactive lessons. Details again. What each of these machines does is pump charges from one side to the other to create tens or hundreds of thousands of volts and powerful arcs like this. But since the maximum voltage you can achieve is the balance between the amount of charges being pumped and the charges you need to expect, voltage is stronger with pump. And that's what my invention is about. Let's start building it. So my starting point is my pantyhose bandograph machine that, as we know, if it turns out the pantyhose rubbing against the PVC pipes creates its own difference. So if I hold on to the ground, stop. Good length of sparks are jumping. Being an idiot, I did make a ground ball for it. There we go. My monitor is shutting down every time it arcs. Let's see how far it can jump at the baseline. Ooh, perhaps a little bit over 2 inches. Does it jump longer? That far? Oh, look at that. You see? It's more than 3 inches.
He's fast.
It's jumping 6 inches now that I'm pointing my fingers. This indicates how charges accumulate on a pointed object. And if it is not pointed, you get the point.
Get away
Let's
from
see
me.
if I can add some wind shark into my bandograph. I have some plans. First, I want to cut some pieces from a brass rod. Like these, well sanded too, because, well, we don't want to damage our pantyhose. I also cut a piece of plexiglass I like to place between the belts to create some isolation between the two sides of the belt. I'll explain later. Just add some hot glue to hold it in place. Now we take some popsicle sticks. We hot glue these rods over the sticks. Then we are going to hot glue these to the posts, pushing the belts further towards the center. So basically, you see, with these, I have pushed the two sides of the belt closer together while the plexiglass is keeping them apart. Now I'm going to cut some copper pieces out of my copper tape. I need both hands. We round the corners a bit, and we end up with copper pieces like these. We stick these copper pieces to the pantyhose, praying that the copper tape's adhesive is strong enough to hold on to the pantyhose. Okay, now we have copper tape pieces on both sides of the belt. Let's use the voltage and give it a try.
What's the easy cut?
The hell? Oh, there you go. What is wrong with this? Damn it, the edges of these copper tapes get caught behind these babies. Maybe I put some electric tape around it to make it a smoother surface like these, so those copper tapes can slide over the surface easier. So I made it better by adding these strips of duct tape to the edges of the copper so that they won't cut.
Oh.
As long as you don't increase the speed
That's
so
so
much.
stupid.
So because I can't run it as fast as before, it won't pump charge as much as before. So the arcs are smaller, but still decent.
Now I added another wire to the ground with a ball at the end, and now if I touch the belt on the side that is going up, it stopped arcing. This could increase the start pumping action or the arcs. If I let go, oh, they come back. The hell? Come on, man, this should make it better. It stops arcing. Oh my calculations wrong. What if instead of directly touching the belt, I use a comb like this and come close? It died right away. What the heck? This comb is the same thing as those brushes down there at the same voltage. How come they make it work, but this one kills it? Yeah, the arcs are gone. As soon as I remove the comb, what is going on? Okay, so watch this. We have arcs and we have this comb.
Why is so light? So sharp.
With so much distance from those balls, stops the arcs. It is sucking enough charges to lower the voltage enough so that no arcs are happening. See, we have arcs. Then I bring this here, not even close, and the arcs go away. Wow.
And that's how lightning rods on top of a building can prevent lightning or make them weaker by sucking charges from clouds, reducing them.
Well, this wasn't supposed to happen. What the hell, man?
I spent a few days analyzing the shit out of these modifications, and I was sure it was gonna work. I wasn't even gonna name negative and start my new invention. Oh, there's an S there. What is it? Windstar?
DDK.
Windstar? Winsters, perhaps. Fine, I could call it Negative and Earth, and not to both inventions and how I put them together, but it's not working, is it? Let me explain what I was going to do. So as I explained in my old video, bandograph works by triboelectric effect. When two non-conductive materials rub against each other, charges from one sticks to the other. In my case, I have pantyhose as belts that goes around PVC. When rubbed against each other, PVC sucks electrons from the pantyhose rotating belt. Those electrons are picked up by some brush charging the top dome negative. The positive pantyhose rolls down and sucks electrons from Earth or some adjacent ball and becomes neutral again, going up. So it pumps charges from one side to the other. Earth's machine, on the other hand, has two circular plates rotating in opposite directions and some small metal plates on them that push and pull charges with capacitive coupling and it's more complicated. Twinstar.org has a great video explaining how it works. What's that? What I wanted to do was pushing the belt sides close to each other while keeping them isolated by some plexiglass. Then, similar to a Brainz machine, place copper plates all the way around the belt. My thought process was, why neutralize the belt at the bottom and send it back up while I can pre-charge it with electrons? I put connected air to the belt and electric fields from the positive side of the belt coming down would suck electrons into the opposite plates, charging them negative going up. That way, not only I create negative charges by triboelectricity by PVC, I pump extra electrons into the top dome. Much high voltage, so much arc. But alas, for some reason, this has a negative effect. Anyway, my modification not only doesn't charges to the side of the belt that is going up, it seems like it's making it weaker by removing electrons from it. It doesn't arc anymore. If I just put it aside, there are arcs. Don't understand. I wish there was a way for me to tell the charge amount on different surfaces so I could understand. Oh, actually, I have something, right? Yeah, I used this thing in my last video too. It's a device that tells the charge between your body and the environment. So it should be able to help. Let's do a screen capture. So right now the voltage on my body is zero, and the bottom of the bandograph and this ball are connected to ground as well. Now I'm not touching any ground and I'm floating. Let's start the machine. Seems like my body is picking up some charge. Let me bring my hand close to the balls. Oh, the voltage on my body is going down. Those pulses are because the ball is starting to ground. If I bring my hand close, ouch, dumping to my hands. Okay. Okay, there it goes. Now my body is starts to... Damn it, my legs is stuck to the table.
You make things work. You make things work. Oh, what if we could use it?
Oh my gosh, shut
Now
up.
I'm not touching anything, and you can see that my
Where?
now my body is starts to... Damn it, my legs is stuck to the table.
You can see
I'm not
that.
touching anything, and you can see that my body is becoming negative as I'm picking up stars from that ball.
Nope,
If I
nope,
bring
nope,
my
nope,
hands
nope.
low, I'm
Stop
going
that.
more and more negative. Ow. Okay. Nice, I'm close to minus
Stop doing that.
20,000 volts. Of course, as soon as I introduce my body, the voltage of the ball drops significantly because the charges run away from
Right,
my body.
no.
But as soon as I
I
remove
can't
my
shut
body,
up.
the ball voltage rises more significantly because the charges don't run away through my body anymore. It is good for a relative measurement. So let's say the ball is at around minus 20,000 volts. Now I discharge myself. If I touch my side of the belt that is moving up, that's also negative 12,000 volts. How about the other side of the belt going down? Oh, that side is more positive, which makes sense, but it is still in negative range. So the side of the belt going up is already extra negative for some reason. So it makes sense why it doesn't work. Instead of letting those charges go up, I'm touching them to ground, it seems. Where are they coming from though? I covered my bottom rotor with nylon pantyhose, so there is no tribal electricity down there because there is only pantyhose on pantyhose action. And why the hell the belt coming down is negative instead of positive? Do the
What?
opposite jump? Okay, let's touch the opposite side, going down.
Yes.
Okay, now that it's starting, it's going positive. Touching it on my side, the belt is already negative. Oh, I have a feeling what might be going wrong here. It is possible that the top dome being very negative and naturally charges wanting to escape now found a way to discharge. Perhaps electrons found their way over the sharp edges of the copper plates, bringing the voltage on both sides of the belt down
Okay.
negative. Although, there is still a big voltage difference between the sides. So initially, when the dome voltage is low, the belt going down becomes positive. But as the dome charges up and charges escape, belt voltage becomes negative. In this case, me introducing the ground actually stops charges away from the dome faster. This makes me think, what if I just remove all these stupid copper plates I put on here? Kudos to their adhesive though. Now I can't even run it at full speed again. Let's see if it is not weaker than before. Wait, it's not weaker, it is not stronger. Oh, I can feel charges running away. Ouch! Now I'll be running it like this and touch the right. Now, oh, I can hear charges running away. Ouch! Now I'll be running it like this and touch the rising side of the belt with my ground. And if the frequency of the arcs changes, it means that we have been successful. So without the ground, we are like this. Tick, 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 tick. And with the ground touching the belts, tick, 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 tick. Yo, maybe I'm onto something.
What?
How far can it jump now? Whoa! Whoa! How is he pumping more farther now? Show me how far can it jump now? Oh my god! So perhaps now the charges are not running away from my copper plates and perhaps I'm depositing some electrons on the belt going up. It does seem stronger than before, but at the same time, I feel like I would achieve even more if I get rid of these sharp edges on the dome. Like I said, reduce the leakage, increase the voltage. But I was hoping for more. Maybe there is a way. Damn it! I need to think more about this to make it work better,
Don't.
if it is even possible. If one of you is smart enough to make the Mehdi Ben Hertz machine a reality by making a prototype and showing the combination actually increases the charge pumping action, I'll give to you my 2-channel 50. I think it is still good. I'll give it to you if you make it. That is, if I don't make it myself first. For the rest of us, let's just head on to my sponsor Brainz to collect some very much needed knowledge. Because if you're like me and looking at Maxwell equations builds your brain, Brainz has you covered with all sorts of math from beginner to advanced. Or if like me, you left programming behind and can't write a single line of code or figure out how AI works, or collected a metric ton of data and don't have a clue how to analyze it, Brainz has thousands of interactive lessons on all these and more where you learn by doing. Because you want to learn efficiently and fast and don't want to keep forgetting what you need. So you need to learn by doing. Because interactivity teaches you problem-solving skills from the ground up that you won't easily forget. Something just watching a lecture can't give you. Brainz's top quality interactive content provides you with that advanced learning method that you can try for free signing up through my link brainz.org/electroboom for 30 days. Imagine with just 10 to 20 minutes of your free time on your phone every day, you can advance your knowledge. In no time, you realize you have built this noble daily habit of learning that has replaced your other not so noble habits. Use my link to sign up, and after the trial, get a lifetime 20% off Brainz annual premium subscription for life. Learn at your own convenience and stay brilliant. And thank you for watching. Hey, if you came this far, the least you could do is to subscribe and join all my social media, perhaps get a merch, maybe join my Patreon or YouTube membership, or maybe watch my last video. So many things to do, so do it. Hi, today I'm going to do something that will not shock you, or me, or anyone for that matter. I'm going to take my super dangerous microwave oven transformer and reduce its output voltage to maybe 0, but instead get thousands of current, hopefully. What can give us a bit more confidence is learning the skill we need using my sponsor Skillshare, where you can learn from experts. Click on the link in the description to get a 30-day free trial. Well, I mean, other people have done it before, but it seems I'm the only one who's missing a very high current source of AC power, so let's do it. Now, this is the primary of the transformer, and that's the secondary with maybe 20 times more windings than the primary, and well, basically changes the 120 volt AC input to like over 2,000 volts. And I've seen a lot of people basically just cut the secondary wires and destroy them. But I don't want to destroy some nice wires. If I can cut the core itself, the iron core, and just bang it up like this. Now I can pull the windings out like so. You think you lose it? Not budging at all. The layers of core are falling apart, but the windings are not coming out. Oh. Primary is loose. Use that primary. Secondary. Here's the secondary. Hopefully it's out in one piece, so maybe I can put it back. My core is in shambles, but it's fine. 2 hours of banging and smashing and standing the glues away. The primary is finally in. Just put this on top. You're done. Let's just turn it on.
How is doing?
If there is any crazy.
Let's go.
Oh my god, what a sound!
It is down.
Oh, look, the magnetic field is holding it tight. Let's disconnect
No
it.
fighting. No.
There you go. Well, it seems beside the noise, it should be working fine. How does it work without the top on? It seems all these plates are just pushing each other apart. Maybe I'll glue them later so they are less noisy. This is a strong magnet. Now, what happens if you run a single turn of wire to the transformer? Okay, but it should have some voltage here.
Yes.
It is not much. Now, what happens if we short the output? My wires are smoking. It's getting hot, and it's too noisy too. Let me crazy glue all these plates back together. Okay, the whole thing is crazy glued together. Okay, let's power it up. So quiet now. Wow, good gluing helps. Let's read the output voltage of a single turn. 1.1. So this means the number of primary turns is around 110 roughly. Let's see how many million amps we'll get shorting our single turn. Wow, it's hot quick. Let's hold it with this. 90 amps, and it's going down. It's heating up. Okay. Oh, this is not the million holding. Let's check the resistance of my wire. I'll run 10 amp DC through it with my power supply and read the voltage. Around 0.2 volts. So 0.2 divided by 10 is 20 milliohms. And 1.1 volt AC output of the single turn divided by 20 milliohms is 55 amps. We're getting 90 amps. Maybe the resistance of this wire is actually lower. Nevertheless, it's not 1,000 amps I wanted, which means I have to raise the voltage across the same wire. So I did 2 turns now. And now the voltage we get should be double. Yeah, 2.2 volts AC. Okay, how many amps do we get now if we short this? 160, 140, it's dropping. Oh my god. I think I'm burning the whole thing. 160 amps. But it was dropping because, as we know, the resistance increases as the copper gets hot, and the thing is melted together now. Oh, I guess I have to cut it. There we go, molten nicely together.
Great.
I need thicker wire and even higher voltage. Oh, you may ask me, you're such a dummy. You already have 2,000 volts. Why didn't you just short that for millions of amps? There's my green screen. See, the resistance of my transformer secondary is around 60 ohms, which means even if I short it at 2,000 volts, I won't get anywhere more than 33 amps. And that's not the only problem, because my secondary is around 20 times more winding than the primary. 33 amps at the output means around 660 amps from the input, or 79,000 watts. So in order to draw a lot of current from the secondary, it has to have much fewer number of turns compared to primary, so that the primary current doesn't exceed my maximum allowed 15 amps. But that results in a much lower output voltage, which means our secondary wires have a very small resistance not to limit the output current. I need thick wires. Remember, I had something thick. 8 gauge. Super thick. Okay, let's measure the short circuit current. Still 2 secondary turns.
You need to get it off.
Oh my god, what's going on? It melted my clamp. Did it drop 800 amps? I have to see for myself. Okay, just quick before everything melts. 500. Oh my god. What happened? Melted again. Thick wire is gone, but I got over 500 amps. There we go. Wire. Garbage. So I went and bought the thickest wire available. This baby is a 3-0 AWG gauge wire. capable of doing 200 amps continuous and a fusing current of 2,700 amps for 10 seconds.
This
length
only
is 135 centimeters, which means its resistance is around 270 microohms. Very small. So if a single turn can put 1 volt of EMF across it, it means if I short circuit it, I will be able to send more than 3,600 amps through it. Although the transformer is not super efficient, so I expect less. So we can try to bend this and send it through the transformer. Yeah. Wow, this is terrible. Whatever. I'm gonna short circuit its output. Funny thing is, it's so low resistance that the highest point of resistance is where the wires will contact. So wrap the short circuit with a copper wire to make the best contact possible. Here's the short circuit.
you made.
I don't know if this thing can accurately measure the height of the current, but let's give it a try. What did it say? 4,000? The contact is definitely getting hot. I can melt things with it. I have a spoon in my hand. See, of course, with the increase of the output resistance due to adding the spoon, I expect the current to be much less. Okay. How much is the current? It's some smoke. It's smoking. Is it warm? Ow, jeez. If I increase the output voltage by doubling the number of turns, I can double the current through the spoon and the output. If only this wire was easier to bend. I think I have to break off this stuff again, bend the wire, put it in, and glue it back on. It turns. It's in there. It's in. It's in.
They go.
Dropped it in. Although all the core plates disconnected now. Let's turn it on like this. Probably going to be super noisy. It's okay. I'll replace the noise with some elevator music. Let's see if we can melt some spoon. Okay, the key is not to be afraid of the sparks. They're just some low voltage, high current sparks. Not harmful to me. And this will show 1 millivolt per amp, so we can measure the current. My spoon absolutely melted. Oh my god. Alarm scared me.
Made a mistake.
Of course. Let's melt an obligatory penny. That didn't work.
You can all do
Look
that.
at this rubbish. I thought the thing was made of copper. It's not. It's just copper plated. What is it? Like zinc or something? Yep. I guess it is copper plated zinc as it should be. Let's see how much current it takes to fuse a 10 gauge wire open. That didn't take long. Now I'm thinking if you have a hard time picking a knot, you can melt the out of it. It was too much to hold. Not the easiest way to lock a pick, I guess. I mean, pick a lock. So I guess I have the capability now to generate a few thousand amps. Now what is its use for me? I guess I can create a melting pot to melt metal in it. not a big use for me. Hey, electronics is not for electronic use only. We provide power and capability and tools to everyone. That's generous God. Similar to professionals at my sponsor Skillshare, a community of experts sharing their skills and knowledge around many different subjects like programming, video creation and editing, electronics, creativity, and more. First 1,000 people to join using my link in the description can enjoy learning from these classes free with a 1-month trial that gives you full access to everything Skillshare. You can finish many classes in this period already that makes you want to keep going. I finished the class Grappling by Aaron Grappling a while back. He designs complex graphics so effortlessly, it's so satisfying. Which ended up in me designing my own Skillshare also has hundreds of career-focused classes you can use to reinvent your goals and yourself. It's intimidating. What's better than a professional small, be productive, your own brand and more. You want to find more time to do the things you enjoy? Take productivity and time management class. Want to make creativity your full-time job like I did? Then take Build a Creative Career class.
Your TV is the super soul.
With Google Workspace, Drive lets you easily search your files, making videos, PDFs, and over 100.
They're off.
In this video, we're going to go over a few basic concepts in algebra. So let's begin by solving the problem.
Hi, today I'm going to do something that will not shock you. Hi, Electro Boom channel finally reached 5 million subscribers, all thanks to you. If it wasn't for you liking my videos, I would be probably at the corner of some lab, sniffing solder fumes. Now, I just sniff solder fumes at home. So thank you, and it took us a little bit less than 10 years. So now we have to celebrate with a great project and a massive giveaway of 4 3D printers thanks to Zomboss for providing them. A Taz Psychic, a Mini 2, a Taz Workhorse, and a Taz Pro S. Watch to the end if you want one. Do you remember my high voltage DC magic wand I made a while back? Now I want to make a super high voltage AC magic wand. Basically, I want to make a portable Tesla coil, which is quite simple. All we need is a piece of wood like this as the handle of the wand. Then
Okay, that's
we
fine.
need a tad bit of duct tape to connect our Tesla coil to the piece of wood. And there we have it. There we are. Let me increase the power. Increase the frequency. Oh yeah! Look at this. Beautiful. Now I have a magic wand. I'm like a drum. Too much noise. I'll do voiceover. What the hell? My thing just turned on.
No.
What is going on? Why is my table rising? Oh, ha ha ha. I have actual magic. Which is probably something my parents said when they were debating about having me. You know what, really? These magnificent arcs require such dimensions and these targets, and to fit them inside a tiny magic wand sounds impossible. Well, let's try it anyways. We may not get any magnificent arcs, but we can at least make the wand beautiful. Well, let me explain the plan to you. Well, I was thinking, I bought one of these touch monitor thingies that you can draw on. It's time to replace my stupid whiteboard. Although I don't want to lose the whiteboard, it has nostalgic values. Let me see what I can do. I'll wear my green shirt backwards so it's blank and comes all the way up my neck. I use my Elgato green screen, set up my drawing thingy here, and I'll pop a headless picture of me on the screen. There we are, and now I can draw anything I want on the memory of my whiteboard. Okay, so a Tesla coil is generally a pretty bad transformer, and it's its badness that makes it great. use a primary coil, a secondary coil, and a big metal toroid on top called a top load. The large metal top load creates a parasitic capacitance to the environment and earth. Of course, the secondary coil has an inductance, and together they create a resonance frequency. And Tesla is a transformer that works in resonance mode. So this means if you actuate the primary at the same resonance frequency as the secondary, the output energy builds up over time, creating huge voltages. So you see, the resonance frequency is dependent to the inductance and capacitance of the secondary. The larger the top load, the larger the capacitance, and the larger the inductor, the larger the inductance. And this poses a problem for our magic wand. See, we are restricted by the dimensions of our magic wand because, well, we want it to look like a magic wand. See, the secondary winding will be thin and long, and the secondary top load can only be a tiny ball. And I guess the primary coil will be very tightly wound around the secondary, which is bad too. So basically, we have a small inductance and a small capacitance, which will both contribute to a much higher resonance frequency, and it makes it much harder to drive the circuit. So let's make the coil itself, and then we'll see if we can drive it at all. So here's the plan. First, I will 3D print a thin and long pipe to use as my secondary. For ease of printing, I designed it as two separate half pipes that I will glue together. Save my model on USB, and let's start printing. Wow, I put off using it for so long. I thought it would be much more complicated to use, but so easy to set up and run, and it's noiseless compared to my last one. I guess I'll see you in 15 hours. Finally, now we carefully try to clean it up. Remove the support structures, and now we chop it and put it in the salad. Then we glue the two pieces together using crazy glue and hold them together with tapes while they dry, like so. Then we remove some uneven edges and sand it to make it as smooth as your brain. Apologies. Then I'll 3D print a tiny piece that will hold my top load ball. I bought some steel balls, I just need one of them to use as my top load. Here it is created. A beautiful art is a result that will tightly hold your ball and goes to the end of the rod. Apologies. Then I'll wind my secondary coil. I use 28 gauge wires for over 700 turns. Then I place the ball holder on top and pass the end of the wire through it and connect the wire to the ball somehow, and then glue the ball. Here, I'm using a string connected to the end of the wire. Then I use crazy glue and push the ball against the spring and hold it until it dries. Then we need to wind a few primary windings right on the secondary, which frightens me. The reason is that the primary windings are at much lower voltage than the secondary, so it can easily break through the insulation and arc between the wires. So I have a plan. I am going to 3D print a container to put on the secondary and fill it with epoxy. And hopefully this additional layer will provide enough insulation between primary and secondary. Here is the part being 3D printed, and I put the two pieces together and weld them together using hot temperature, like so. And then I fill the part with epoxy. There is dry.
Yeah, no you don't.
While I'm at it, I epoxy the secondary too for protection.
Get off my
time. Isolation. Yes, here the table is getting a free coating of epoxy. And then I'll rotate it for hours until it dries evenly. Now we are making the primary winding, bending it into shape using 10 gauge wire. And this form. I didn't come all the way from Iran to state the obvious. Put it on the face, I guess. Then I use the wire jacket.
So hold on. The hell's going on?
Primary so that its wires don't touch each other.
You try.
So I think that's what you want. Now there's a typical problem with Tesla coils that if you look right there, a lot of magnetic fields don't pass through the entire length of the secondary or at all. This means you have poor coupling between primary and secondary windings, and you have to create a ton of reactive power in primary so that some of it converts to real power in secondary. Now reactive power is not a waste in itself, but to create it, you have to generate a ton of waste over the solid components. And that's when generating a ton of reactive power becomes a problem. The reason for this bad coupling between primary and secondary windings is that, unlike other transformers, Tesla coils don't use ferromagnetic cores and only use air core, which is a piece of junk when it comes to cores. The reason we use air core is simple though. If we actually use a conductive ferromagnetic core for our Tesla coil, because the voltage across the secondary of Tesla coil is huge, having such conductive core places super high voltages very close to each other. And so the voltage will arc through the insulation of wires and short the coil. I did see this when I was running my Tesla coil in vacuum, which melted my secondary. All because I accidentally ran a screw deep inside the secondary. I was holding my top load with a screw that was going too deep inside the secondary, and the voltage between these two parts was high enough that in vacuum, my screw arced to my winding and melted the whole thing. But my I may not have much choice. The inductance and capacitance here might be so small that their resonance frequency would be too high to be easily drivable. If I use some sort of ferrite core, I can increase my inductance, which in return reduces my resonance frequency. Easier to drive. Not only that, a core will focus the magnetic fields inside the secondary and further up the winding, which means a larger energy transfer and hopefully a much larger voltage. But of course, we have the problem of shortage. Its entire managed phase without a global workforce, all stemming from cost.
Good job. God save Brainz.
High voltage. So I bought a bunch of short ferrite. I will place these at a distance of around half a centimeter to each other, and then I will encase the whole thing in epoxy. The goal is that it's not a continuous core, so it doesn't place super high voltages close to each other, but also all the gaps between them around them is covered with epoxy that should provide a very good insulator against high voltage arcing through it. Using a clear sheet to create a mold for them.
What? Oh, thank you. Did not fail mine. Yes. That's not my YouTubers. Not the YouTubers.
Boomers. Okay, let's see what you guys have to offer. These guys watching a lot of misconceptions about microwave radiation, but still don't attempt any of this as it's really obvious. This is sitting right in front of a magnetron of a microwave oven? My brain is not fine. Oh, whoopee!
I've got this light bulb, and I'm gonna make it light up in my mouth. I wasn't joking.
Alright, so the Mr. Green guy is basically exposing himself to microwave oven radiation throughout the video and survives. It is good to find fellow crazy people on YouTube. I mean, as I mentioned in my video, the sunlight radiation is so strong it can easily warm you up in a second. The microwave oven, on the other hand, has over 300,000 times lower frequency, so its single photon has that much less energy.
Get ready.
So it's not ionizing or cancerous at all, but too many photons can still burn you. It should be safe. I mean, military made an active denial system that would radiate crowds of people, burning them remotely so they would disperse.
I will see you next one.
I don't know if I can
Yeah.
put military and safety in the same sentence. So as long as it doesn't burn me, I guess I can survive. You don't try that at all.